Yo.
What's up?
What's up, y'all? Erebus here, and welcome to something a little bit different than what I normally do. Had the chance recently to play some GHOSTFACE on the PTB. Got to play as and against GHOSTFACE. And, yeah, so we're going to be talking about that. I didn't end up including the full matches because, to be completely honest, they just weren't that interesting. Which we'll talk about why that is as we get into it. I mainly just wanted to talk about the killer, talk about the PTB, and figured I'd have some gameplay on in the background while we did it. Although it'll be showcasing a couple of important points that I want to make, so good enough is good enough. Alright, with that said, let's hop on in there. Alright, so the main thing with GHOSTFACE is... okay. It's a really good idea. The whole concept with the stealth, see there with the stealthing, with the crouching, and then being able to stalk people, it's a pretty interesting idea, and honestly the fact that survivors have to find him and detect him, if you will, in order to knock him out of his stealth power is pretty cool in concept. It's just incredibly broken right now, obviously. I mean, for anyone who plays this game, literally everyone has been talking about how broken GHOSTFACE is, so you probably already know. Now here, I actually get the stock off. I get a couple of them off that I'll show in the video. But the main reason why is because I'm playing, some more low-rank sort of survivors. Spoiler alert, by the way, for the PTB, there is no actual matchmaking system based on rank, so, could be getting rank 1s, could be getting rank 20s, and we'll definitely be getting everything in between. So it really depends on the people you run into. In this match, I happen to run into mostly low-rank people, which I am low-rank as well. So the thing is, low-rank survivors typically don't look around them or look behind them as often, whereas higher-rank survivors are a lot more cognizant of their surroundings. So I get a couple of stocks off in this first match, primarily due to that. These are lower-rank survivors, most of them, that aren't as cognizant of their surroundings as higher-rank survivors would be. At high ranks, this would just not fly. And I've got I think I've got 2 survivor matches at the end of this video too. Just some clips from them, not the full matches. And very similar concept. Basically, I don't think in either of the matches that I included, I don't think the GHOSTFACE in either match got even a single stock off. And that's really the problem, is that it's so easy to pull him out. Like this one right here, there's no reason that I should have gotten this stock. If this guy was using his camera at all, unless it was a bug, which it could have been, because I've heard there's been a few bugs with how the whole detection system works, so it could have been a bug. But I mean, realistically, he should have been on that gen, and he should have been staring, just eyes glued at that doorway. So that if and when I came in, he would see me. This, honestly, is the best part of GHOSTFACE, the teabagging. Teabagging is top-notch. Top-tier teabags. So moving into the second match, some of these clips, it becomes a bit more apparent. These survivors are... there were a couple of them that were a bit higher rank, and one of them was running Objective Obsession. And if you don't know what Objective Obsession is, it's a perk that allows the survivor to see the killer, see the killer's aura, and the killer will also see the survivor's aura. So you may have noticed in that last clip there, I could see the survivor on the gen. I saw his outline. That was the Objective Obsession perk. So he could also see me. And by doing so, I'm not going to get a single stock in this whole match, which is pretty much what I'm trying to do, is just get stock. And so I'm kind of trying to chase this guy around, trying to get a little closer to him so his object goes away. Didn't work. But basically I'm just running around trying to stalk people, and all this guy has to do with Objective Obsession is just stare at me. For the whole match, and my power is completely negated. Just absolutely completely negated. There's nothing I can even do. So in these sorts of situations, which honestly are going to be pretty common for facing GHOSTFACE, people are going to be running Objective Obsession more. People are going to run, keys. They're going to bring keys into matches with the ability to read killers' auras. Perks like Alert, anything that reveals the killer's aura. is going to completely negate Ghostface's power. And so he basically just becomes a random M1 killer. Like, he just, you know, he swings the knife and he cuts people. And that's it. So that's kind of the state of where he's at right now, is he basically doesn't have a power unless the survivors don't pay any attention or are complete and utter potatoes. Or, I don't know, are drunk off their asses or something. But for the most part, most of these games, Ghostface basically just doesn't have a power. Now, a lot of people have talked about, you know, how do we make Ghostface viable? And there's a couple pretty easy fixes. First thing is just to make it harder for him to get detected, so that he doesn't get knocked out of his power literally every time he uses it for more than half of a second. And really that's it. And he needs a total rework on his add-ons and stuff, but you know, that if they rework how the power works and how detecting works, then reworking the add-ons is going to be a must. Now, in terms of surviving against Ghostface, like I said, he basically just turns into a random M1 killer. If you have your, you know, wits about you and you're on the lookout for him and swinging your camera around sufficiently. So there's really nothing to even say on that front. So instead, I'm going to let the, you know, some survivor clips play in the background. But instead I want to talk about what exactly this is. So I'm playing on the public test build, the PTB, which I want to clarify what that is because I know a lot of my viewers are console players and may or may not know if they don't watch, you know, too many content creators play DBD. But on PC they have public test builds that they let people, you know, players engage in to sort of test things out before any major releases. So this is a public test build. It is the test for Ghostface because he's the only thing really coming out, I think. There might be some perk reworks. It's not important. The point is, the whole point of this test is exactly what we're doing. Checking out the killer, seeing what he can do, seeing what he can't do, and then before he goes live, they have time to make adjustments. And just recently, actually, so as of recording, because I don't know when this is going to be released, but as of recording, it is Friday, June 7th. So the PTB started Tuesday of this week, so about 3 days ago. Yesterday, Thursday, the team at Behavior had a stream, so the developers, they had a stream, and they addressed Ghostface and how awful he is. And they basically admitted, like, you know, we designed him to work a certain way. We ran the test, and it does not work the way that we thought it was going to. It's not what we had envisioned, quite. So we're going to do a full rework on, you know, how things work before he goes live. So, you know, it's really nice that they pay attention because realistically, developers, you know, they don't often play their games as often as, you know, ultra fans do, because it's their job. And, you know, you actually can't account for every inevitability. So I think it's cool that they do these tests. I think it's even cooler that they listen. And I'm really excited that Ghostface is going to be able to get some reworks before he even goes live and not turn into another Freddy where he's garbage for a year and a half and then maybe becomes okay. But that's it. Ghostface, absolutely trash as of right now. Has the potential to be really cool. Has the potential to be really, really cool, actually, as long as they get those reworks in. But yeah, hope you enjoyed my shitty commentary. Love you guys. See you around.